the woman transmigrated to ancient times and ruthlessly taught a lesson to those who had bullied the original owner, all because the original owner was born foolish and was abused in 100 ways by her fiancée and the scheming woman. Not only was she framed for adultery, she was also hung on the city gate and baked in the sun for 3 days until she died. The transmigrated woman was burning with rage and decided to get justice for the original owner. At this time, the scumbag man was still shouting under the city tower, insisting she reveal the name of her adulterer. The woman showed a mysterious smile, indicating she was only willing to tell the scheming woman alone. The scheming woman then ordered someone to let her down. Who would have thought the woman instantly broke free of her bonds and took the scheming woman hostage? The scumbag man discovered he had been tricked and immediately surrounded the woman with his men. In a moment of crisis, the woman lied, saying the man that night was the regent. Unexpectedly, just as she finished speaking, the regent himself actually appeared and coldly said he didn't know her. The woman was embarrassed and wanted to find a crack to crawl into, but in order to stay alive, she immediately stepped forward and said she could treat the little prince's illness. This move was indeed effective. The regent agreed to protect her. With a backer, the woman took the chance to publicly break off the engagement, declaring she had nothing more to do with the scumbag man. At this time, a guard suddenly came to report the little prince was missing. The regent hurriedly left. The woman also prepared to return to the estate, but this body was really too weak, causing her to almost lose her balance. At this moment, a cultivation method suddenly flooded her mind. She immediately sat down and cultivated according to the method. Very quickly, the injuries on her body were restored. At this time, she heard a child's cry for help. It turned out human traffickers were committing a crime. Furious, she rolled up her sleeves and was about to go save them, but the human traffickers didn't take the woman seriously. Who would have thought? In the next second, she easily beat them all down. The human traffickers knew they were no match and fled in sorry shape. At this time, the rescued boy suddenly vomited blood. The woman diagnosed him and discovered he had been poisoned, so she used her cultivation to detoxify the boy. After some conversation, the boy claimed he had no parents. The woman took pity on him and decided to bring him home. Little did she know this was precisely the missing little prince. Because the scheming woman hadn't gained any advantage during the day, she turned around and started bullying the woman's younger brother. The woman returned to the estate and directly slapped her. The maidservant, relying on her master's power, still wanted to step forward, but was also sent flying with a slap. At this time, the father heard the commotion and rushed over. The scheming mother and son immediately stepped forward and turned the tables, falsely accusing the woman of beating them for no reason. The scumbag father didn't distinguish right from wrong, and on the spot told the woman to kneel and apologize. It turned out the father was also a scumbag. Back then, relying on the woman's mother's support, he was able to have his current status. But not only was he not grateful, after taking a concubine, he neglected the woman's mother, causing her mother to die in depression. The scumbag father at this time, using the reason of the woman ruining the family reputation, wanted to take this chance to completely get rid of the woman. But the woman said that night the one who had interactions with her was precisely the regent. The boy was instantly surprised upon hearing this, but the scumbag father didn't believe it at all and was about to have someone tie her up. At the critical moment, the little boy stepped forward, and this kind of scumbag father finally recognized the boy before his eyes was precisely the regent's little prince.